If you're wondering why I haven't put up my Voyage of the Dawn Treader review yet, I will discuss that at the end of this video. But right now, I just wanted to make a quick video about the recent news story that if you've looked on the front page of Narnia Web, or probably other Narnia sites, I'm sure you know by now, there are big rumors that Walden Media has backed out of making any more Narnia movies. Now, I find this news story interesting because the moment that I saw the news story was not at all how I had imagined it in one of my previous episodes where I had a dream that a similar story occurred. It wasn't like a moment of just complete horror and oh no, oh no, oh no. It was more just sort of a melancholy, yeah, I kind of expected that. It's sort of like a sports game, let's say soccer, where the team you want to win is down 1-0 and you want them to win, but at the same time, you know, the other team is better and it's probably going to end up winning. And your team ends up losing and you're like, yeah, I didn't want that to happen, but I probably should have known it was going to happen. Or it's like a baseball game where it's the bottom of the 9th inning, the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and you're the home team, and you're down by 2 runs or so, and your batter strikes out of the plate. You're like, man, I wanted my team to win, but at the same time, in that situation, they were probably going to lose. Or it's like a football game where you're 20 yards away from getting another touchdown. There's 1 minute left on the clock. You are 5 points behind. And you end up having an interception. I guess the reason I'm using all these sports analogies is because I was thinking about the process of anticipating a film and was thinking that it compared in a lot of ways to following a sports team, in that neither the films nor the sports teams really have a deep effect on your life unless you want them to. Now, I know it's not a perfect analogy because unlike sports games, films can have deeper meanings and can teach you life lessons. And for people like Glumpuddle, where the books have had a profound impact on his life, I can see why he was so emotionally invested, so much more so than perhaps I was, on a serious level at least. I was mostly emotionally invested because I was really young. I was looking for a way to entertain myself. I liked the Narnia books. I saw they were going to be made into movies, and I thought, hey, this is really cool. I'll follow their production and just have fun with it. And it really is sort of like following a sports team. Obviously, the hope is that your sports team will win the championship. And obviously the hope with the Narnia film series was that they were going to make not only all 7 movies, but that all 7 movies were going to be good. And like with sports teams, if you don't pick the front runner, it's not likely that you're going to win the championship. For instance, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan or a Harry Potter fan, 2 film series that have a large fan base because of the enormous popularity of the books, you're much more likely to get all the movies made in good quality than if you're a fan of the Narnia series, which has a substantially smaller fan base. And I know it's debatable whether the Harry Potter movies were perfect, but they got adaptations of all 7 of the Harry Potter books, and it looks like we're about 99% certain that that is not going to happen with the current Walden series. Now, this is also an interesting moment for me because I was planning to make a video where I went completely berserk after it would be announced that Voyage of the Dawn Treader would be cancelled. And that was partly because I was a lot younger back then, I wasn't looking at college, I just wasn't grown up as much. And now that it's come after Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and it's sort of, the Narnia franchise is slowly withering away. We've had barely any news for months over whether they're actually going to make another movie, and now there's finally this rumor that it's actually ending. I'm sad, but I'm not that sad. Part of the reason that a lot of people really like the Narnia books is because of their deep Christian themes. And like with Voyage of the Dawn Treader, where it's debatable whether they even got the spiritual themes right, and I think I'm being very easy on the Voyage of the Dawn Treader by even acknowledging the possibility that maybe they did get the spiritual themes right, then what's the point, basically? There are far more other movies out there that are much more Christian than the Narnia movies are turning out to be, that you can go to if you're looking for Christian films. And if you're looking for a film series to follow, it'll probably be more entertaining in the long run to anticipate Harry Potter, or since that series is coming to an end next month, The Lord of the Rings, which still has 2 more movies coming up. So those are just my first thoughts on this news story. I just wanted to get them out there and see what I could say about it. I haven't looked on the forum yet, or what anybody's been discussing about this yet. Now, I know there will probably be a lot of discussion of when could there be a reboot. One possible way I was thinking they could do it was to make a new trilogy where they had The Magician's Nephew be the first film, and then they had The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe be the second film, except they end it with the Pevensies just staying in Narnia and never actually going back to England, and then they can make The Horse and His Boy the final movie of the trilogy, and then they could end The Horse and His Boy by working in some way the hunting for the white stag and having them go back to England and meeting the professor. But I really don't know. The reason I have not gotten my Voyage of the Dawn Treader review up yet was back last Christmas break during school. I had actually filmed my entire Voyage of the Dawn Treader review in front of a blue screen. I had it all ready to edit. But one thing I realized was I accidentally had something hanging in front of me. It was this little chain, and it messed up all of the footage, and I didn't really want to refilm myself talking for another 50 minutes. And also, I just wasn't really happy with the way the episode was going to turn out, because I wanted to make my last video ever for this channel something, I guess, that would be a good conclusion or closure to the whole Minotaur's Journey thing. So I have been working on the review. It's going to be pretty long. I'm working on a short film to intersperse with my review. I'm doing several types of special effects that I've never done before for the short film, so it's partly just for me to practice film skills and editing. I plan to finish it up pretty soon, hopefully within a month. So until that, Minotaur power!